Want to make your kids millionaires? Investing just $50 a month starting when they're 10 years old will grow to $981,000 by the time they retire. Less than what you pay for dinner out each month turned into $1 million portfolio, and by the time they're 35, they're making over $13,000 a year on the interest alone. It's worked for some of the richest in the world. Ray Dalio started investing when he was just 12 years old, and the Oracle of Omaha, the one-time world's richest man, Warren Buffett, has been investing since 11. Kids can learn how to make a potato battery in school and how to twerk from TikTok, but nowhere do they learn how to invest. That means it's all on you, the parents, to teach them how. Listen, we all want better for our kids, but we continuously neglect the number one thing that can do it for them, teaching them how to invest. Best of all, you don't need to be a stock market oracle to do this. Just with the basics and the power of time, you can make your kids millionaires. I'm going to show you how to start your kids investing, how to get them excited to make their money work for them, and what age to start. In fact, this is exactly how I'm teaching my kids to invest. Michael is 10 and Samantha is 6, both of them perfect ages to start investing. Stay tuned, and I'll reveal the top 5 stocks citizens out there in the Bowtie Nation are buying for their kids, straight from a poll I took on the Facebook group. Then at the end of the video, I'll show you the 5 stocks in my own kids' portfolio. See if you can guess the most popular stocks among the nation that I'm also buying for my kids. Now for the first question people ask about getting their kids investing is usually at what age should they start? Or what age do you teach your kids to invest? And of course, the only right answer here has to be right now. I want to show you a chart here of 5 investors, all investing just $25 a month, but starting at different ages. The light blue line at the bottom, that's the person that didn't start investing until age 29. They didn't have parents watching this video, right? Now that's actually the average age people say they started investing. This survey by Gallup was of 946 investors and shows at what age people started investing. And when you understand the real power of compounding interest and time, this is just tragic, folks, that people start investing so late in life. But back to our 5 investors. The average investor starting at age 29 and investing that $25 a month is only going to have about $77,000 by the time they go to retire if they're investing on the average return. So clearly going to have to invest more. But look at what happens the younger someone starts. By just starting 9 years earlier, at age 20, that same $25 a month adds almost $100,000 to the portfolio, and that's still nothing compared to those fortunate enough to start investing as kids. If you have a 10-year-old right now, like I do, if you invest just $25 a month and they continue that through adulthood, even on that market return, they could have over $400,000 by the time they reach 65. Now, I don't know what you're going to get for $25 anymore. Maybe a couple gallons of gas, maybe a week's supply of ramen noodles if you're really stretching it, but I guarantee you there is nothing else out there that can turn that $25 a month into nearly $500,000. It's time to check in with you out there in the nation, and the 5th most popular stock for a kid's portfolio, coming in with 8% of the votes, the Walt Disney Company, ticker DIS. Now Disney actually got the same number of votes as the Vanguard S&P 500 Index Fund, ticker VOO, so technically a tie there. That index fund is a great way to give your kids the biggest companies in the market, and maybe I'm biased being a total Star Wars and Marvel nerd, but it's hard to argue with the shares of Disney either. And now when I say start your kids investing, I don't mean you're sitting them down in front of a cash flow statement and telling them to start analyzing stocks. We're just starting with the very basics here, putting some money into a custodial account each month, showing them how their money grows and getting them excited for what that means. Starting our son and daughter investing, I first explained to them how they could own a piece of the companies that make their favorite toys. That's what a stock is. You own a share of the company and have all the rights to the future profits. I then explained how by saving just a little money each month, they could get dividend cash flow from these stocks to spend however they wanted. How it's this idea of making your money work for you is how the rich got this way. Investing their money and putting it to work so they don't have to. Before you open that account though, how about the 4th most popular stock for a child's account? With 11% of the votes, McDonald's, ticker MCD, for a stock that any kid can recognize. I love that idea of finding the companies that your child can recognize and helping them understand how investing works by becoming an owner of that company. We've got 3 more of your favorite children's stocks, and then I'm going to reveal what's in my kid's portfolio. Opening a custodial account for your kid is as easy as opening any investing account. These are special accounts in your child's name, but the parent has access to it and management. You can do anything in these accounts that you can do with others, like buying stocks or options, and when your kid turns from 18 to 25, whichever age you set, your name comes off the account and only the child has access. I'll show you how to set this up with E-Trade, but it's going to be the same process on just about any platform. You start by opening a brokerage account and select custodial account in these options. From there, this first section is exactly the same as opening your own investing account because you're going to put in your own information. You'll put in your contact and employment information as well as verify your identity to open the account. Really, the only difference for a custodial account is you'll also enter your child's contact information, address, and verify their identity. You then deposit directly from yours or your kid's bank account. There's no limit to how much you can put in, though anything over $15,000 a year could mean estate taxes. Investment income up to $1,100 a year is tax exempt, and the next $1,100 is taxed at your kid's tax bracket. So you could potentially see this thing spinning off a lot of dividends before any real taxes are owed. Next, I'll show you how to find stocks that will get your kids excited about investing. But first, the third most popular stock for their portfolio, with 13% of the votes, shares of electronics giant Apple, ticker AAPL. Now, a lot of these are going to mirror those most popular stocks in anyone's portfolio, but I was kind of surprised at some of the differences. For example, for a kid's portfolio, we got much fewer votes for stocks like Nike and Tesla than I expected. If you have an idea for why that is, let me know in the comments below. When it comes down to how to invest in your child's account, consider two types of stocks or investments here. The first type is going to be stocks of companies to get them excited about investing. These are stocks of companies they know and love, toy makers like Hasbro, or online companies like Amazon or YouTube owner Alphabet. With every share of McDonald's, they know that it's not just that special toy they're getting in each Happy Meal, but a share of those earnings. Doing this, you're making investing a part of their life, and they're going to get that constant incentive to keep investing, reminders that they're a part of something bigger. The other type of investments are the stocks that take advantage of the decades that they have to invest. These are going to be things like growth stocks and the funds that invest in the next generation of technology. These are going to be things like growth stocks or funds that invest in the next generation of technology. While these stocks are getting absolutely slammed with the market crash right now, these are companies changing the world in which we live. They're growing revenue by 20% or more a year, and this is where you're going to find the next Amazon, with returns of 100 times and more over the next 20 years. Now, that's not to say that you can't have dividend stocks or dividend funds in your kid's account, and I love the idea of having some of these. There's nothing like the look on your kid's face when they hear they got a dividend check today and seeing them run to the computer to check it out. But it's the growth stocks that are going to produce the highest return possible over the next 20 or 30 years, so this is where you want to concentrate your kid's portfolio. We're down to the top two stocks to grow along with your kids, and with 15% of the votes in our Facebook poll, Google and YouTube parent company Alphabet, ticker GOOGL. You'll have to wait to see which of these are in my kids' portfolio, but I also own Google in my own portfolio. I think Alphabet investors are paying for that core search, cloud, and YouTube business, but then getting all the venture investments like AI, self-driving, and healthcare for free, kind of like a lottery ticket bet. We're getting into the most important investments you can make for your kids, special tax-free investing accounts like the 529 and Roth IRA. But first, I've got to send that special shout out to all you out there in the nation. Thank you for spending a part of your day to be here. If you're not part of that community yet, just click that little red subscribe button. It's free and you'll never miss an episode. We've covered the how of getting your kids investing, but the where is just as important, really more important. There are two types of accounts that you can open for your kids that will not only make them money, but will save on taxes as well. A 529 account is a special investment account offered through state plans, but you're not limited to using your own home state's plan. Each 529 plan offers different portfolios and funds that you can choose to match your child's time to college and the risk level you want. You can contribute up to $16,000 a year without paying any gift taxes, and any money taken out to pay for qualified tuition expenses comes out free from any federal income taxes, and in some cases, state taxes as well. That's really the big benefit versus a normal investing account where your child is going to have to pay taxes on any capital gains from the stocks after they turn 18. Now, there is a 10% penalty and taxes if you take the money out and it doesn't go to pay education. Any money not used, though, can also be transferred to a grandchild or anyone else, and it's always going to grow tax-free. And now, the number one most popular stock bowtie citizens are buying for their kids. You might have guessed this one, with 18% of the votes, shares of Amazon, ticker AMZN. So those top 5 stocks include Disney, Apple, Google, Amazon, and McDonald's, 2 of which are also in my kids' portfolio. See if you can guess which ones, and I'll reveal them at the end of the video. 529 accounts are great investments, but I realize maybe not for everyone. And now I want to show you the one investing account every kid should have without fail. Setting up a Roth IRA for your kid is not only going to amplify the returns that we've been talking about in the video, but will virtually guarantee they have money for retirement. A Roth account is just like a traditional IRA. It's a retirement account that you control. So unlike a 401k plan where maybe you have a limited number of funds to choose from, with a Roth account, you can invest in stocks, bonds, real estate, any investable asset. Where a Roth account is different, but so much more powerful for kids, is that money is invested after taxes. You see, with a traditional IRA, you get that instant tax deduction on any money you invest each year. You don't pay income taxes on that investment, but then you owe taxes when you take that money out in retirement. But with a Roth account, you pay income taxes just like normal, invest the money, but then you can take it out totally tax-free in retirement. And here's the beauty of this for kids investing, and why I say it's the #1 investing account every kid must have, because kids aren't paying income taxes now anyway. Then it's basically tax-free money. The IRS says your kids can earn up to $12,500 a year and not owe income taxes. If they invest $6,000 into a Roth account, they didn't pay taxes on that money now, and they're never going to owe taxes when they take it out in retirement. We pay our kids for any videos or social media images they appear in. For example, I'll pay my kids each $500 for the time it took to record this video. I can write that amount off as a business expense. The kids get it tax-free since they don't make enough to file taxes, and will invest it in their Roth accounts. When they turn 60 and start taking that money out, they'll take that and all the money invested and the returns out tax-free. Even if you don't pay your kids for doing chores or something around the house, find some way they can help with a side hustle or some way to make them extra income. Being able to beat the tax man this way and grow that money tax-free is the best investment they'll ever make, guaranteed. Now, putting all this into practice and starting our kids' investment accounts with $1,000 each, this is how we invested it. For our 10-year-old son's account, we put $200 in each of these 3 exchange-traded funds. The Schwab US Dividend ETF, ticker SCHD, is one of my favorite dividend funds with a 3.3% yield and a really strong price return. The Vanguard Growth Fund, ticker VUG, gives him exposure to large-cap growth companies like Amazon, Tesla, and Nvidia. Then, the Vanguard Small Cap Growth ETF, ticker VBK, gives him exposure to smaller companies like biotechs and fintech that could be poised for even faster growth. Now, I like this combination for that focus on growth, 40% of the portfolio in growth ETFs, plus some dividend yield for that constant cash flow and the motivation you get. On top of that core portion of the portfolio, I've also invested $80 in each of these 5 stocks. We have shares of PayPal, ticker PYPL, SoFi Technologies, ticker SOFI, and Teladoc Health, ticker TDOC. These are 3 of my favorite growth stocks and the best shot at those high returns over the next 10 or 20 years. Then, to get him excited about investing, he also has shares of Alphabet, ticker GOOGL, and for as much time as he spends on YouTube, he better own a piece of it. And he also has shares of McDonald's, ticker MCD. So again here, we're hitting those major themes for his portfolio. We have a focus on growth stocks that are going to produce those highest returns over the next few decades. We also have some dividend stocks or funds that are going to motivate him to keep investing as he sees those dividend checks roll in. Then we have some shares of companies that he can relate to, companies he knows and can be interested in investing in, knowing that he's a part of it. For our 6-year-old daughter's account, it looks exactly the same except for the stocks to get her interested in investing. We have that core focus in growth funds and stocks along with that dividend fund, but here for the fun stocks, we have shares of toy makers Hasbro and Mattel. Hasbro sells the Peppa Pig and the Disney Princess line, while Mattel has the distribution on Barbie and Polly Pocket. Click on the video to the right for some great stocks to get started with. 12 stocks that will put cash in your pocket every single week. Don't forget to join the Let's Talk Money community by tapping that subscribe button and clicking the bell notification.